favourite waste of time. Coming up on The Breakfast Show, well, you're in charge on Pick Your Own Playlist. It's Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 9 o'clock. This is Tina Dahealy. New figures show the value of pay fell at its fastest rate on record in the 3 months to June, when inflation was taken into account. The Office for National Statistics says regular pay, excluding bonuses, grew by 4.7%, one of the biggest average pay rises of the last 15 years. But when adjusted for rising prices, pay dropped by 3%. With more, here's our economics correspondent Andy Verity.
With unemployment at 3.8% and nearly 1 million more vacancies than there were 2 years ago, employers who've been struggling to find the staff they need are competing to attract and keep workers by boosting the amount they're paying. The ONS said that ignoring distortions in the pandemic, the average pay rise, excluding bonuses, of 4.7% is the fastest in 15 years. That was in the 3 months from April to June. However, with inflation nearing double digits, the average pay rise is still not enough to keep up with price rises.
There are calls for Heathrow Airport to provide further details on what its decision to extend the cap on passenger numbers will mean for travellers. Yesterday, officials said the restriction would remain in place until the end of October because of staff shortages. The consumer group Which called the situation a mess that needed to be sorted out. Health officials are urging those who are eligible to come forward for their COVID boosters when invitations start to be sent out next month. Moderna's new vaccine, which targets both the original COVID strain and the Omicron variant, will be one of the jabs used. The head of the water regulator, Ofwat, has insisted the watchdog is committed to holding water companies to account. David Black said he wouldn't hesitate to take enforcement action if providers fail to fix leaks. He said some companies needed to up their game and that customers deserved better.
We certainly agree that as a monopoly they have a privilege, they have a licence and they need to earn that right. And as I say, we are concerned about the performance of some companies in the sector. We have seen poor performance. We have taken action to remedy that. Ultimately, it's the responsibility of those companies to turn around their performance. What we want is better outcomes for customers.
An actress who was booed off stage at the Oscars almost 50 years ago has received an apology from the Academy. Sacheen Littlefeather had been asked by Marlon Brando to decline on his behalf a Best Actor award for The Godfather in protest against the film industry's treatment of America's Indigenous people. Amy Homer, who's from the Academy's Film Museum, explains they've also been working with Sacheen Littlefeather to produce an event.
Our museum's director and president, Jacqueline Stewart, went up to visit her in her home, and that conversation led us on to the path that we're on now to produce a program together with Sacheen. So on September 17th, we'll have Sacheen Littlefeather live at our museum, and she's bringing performers and speakers, and this is all her vision. And it's really, truly going to be a moment of healing and inclusion.
Today's weather: scattered and heavy thundery showers across southern England. That's better. And parts of Wales. There, you can hear the thunder there. There'll also be some rain for Scotland, but drier in Northern Ireland. That's the BBC News.
Did you say drier?
Yeah, drier in Northern Ireland.
Okay. But raining everywhere else?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fine.
3 minutes past 9.
Thank you, Tina.
On the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker, and on 88 to 91 FM.
The Radio 2 Breakfast Show.
Woo, Gary Davis. Woo, Gary Davis. Gary Davis on your radio.
Thank you, Catherine Tate. Very good morning to you if you just tuned in this morning. Well, if you've just tuned in now, you missed some really bad jokes. You've missed a lot of people running for a sunbed. You've missed Toya, who was full of compliments.
Gary, it's so lovely to see you. My goodness, you are a silver fox.
Oh, I do love it. If you did miss any of that, remember you can catch up anytime you like on BBC Sounds. In fact, go on to BBC Sounds right now. You can just rewind me. It's Pick Your Own Playlist time right now. 3 songs picked by you. Send me yours to gary.davis at bbc.co.uk. Today it's Jane Blackburn in County Durham. Well, sort of. Jane would normally be first on the dance floor, but it's her brother and sister, that's Jasmine and Robert, who picked the 3 songs to surprise her. Actually, these are her 3 favourite artists, and they're all bangers. I know you're going to love this.